Okay, hey guys, it is Megan up at Camp Sunshine, and I'm kind of hunched over here in the kitchen because I do not have Mr. Tabert, aka my cameraman extraordinaire, with me, and I am going to try to run through a how to make shit video because I am in the need of whipping up a batch of my elderberry syrup, and also because we have run out. You may recall I did have a video earlier on. We made this jar and we have gone through it in the course of the last month. When I say we use it as a preventative and then also to deal with once we have, it is a wonderful thing, and Mr. Tabert and I have been taking it on the regular. So I want to replenish that because we're going to be out and about more and more in the world as I'm getting stronger and better every day. I can't do this the whole time. My back is going to kill me. But I also want to make this batch different from the last batch because now I've thought through it and I've Meganized it, making it maximum exposure to the things that are healing. So this is definitely an amended and probably the one that I'll be recommending going forward. But this is a trial run. And my boys, if you follow me at all, I have very large boys over in Montana, and they have lovely women that are living their lives with them, and their whole household got sick. And as I have mentioned in my previous video, elderberry syrup is good for both the common cold and for flus, both as a preventative, but also as an aid in healing if you do get sick. And so I kept telling them to get elderberry syrup. And of course, my boys being my boys, they didn't really follow through with that. But my youngest girlfriend, Nina, hi Nina, like I'm thinking she might watch this, is still lingering sick, and she got it the worst, and she got really sick back in November. So I'm thinking she's somebody who really needs to shield herself from the bad shit. And so I actually did go online and ordered them a jar and sent it via Amazon to their address in Three Forks. But two things, I had never really priced it. I did grab a bottle when we were on our impromptu end of the year trip because I failed to pack the big jar. And so, and I looked for something that didn't have added sugars because I found, and we were just in a small store, there weren't that many choices. Although there were, I did notice in mainstream world, it's out there, but almost all of them had added sugar, and I obviously didn't want that. But this was a decent one. I didn't pay attention to how much it was. Went online and found very difficult to find things that had much but the elderberries, and possibly honey, but none of the other healing things that one would have in one's own made elderberry syrup. Although I'm also going to tell you that I'm now calling it dementia syrup because when Mackie J heard that I was saying he needed to take elderberry syrup, he heard old people shit, and then his mind went to dementia. So it is now the dementia berry syrup for our family. But I am going to make a batch, and I am going to maximize on, as I said, all of the things that I know that are healing, and then hand it off to Nina, and hopefully she's going to become really fucking healthy, and this will be proof that this shit, my hippy dippy shit, works. So I don't know. Here's to shits and giggles. As I said, I'm taking the regular recipe, and then I'm just kind of adding to it. So the one thing, I have almost everything out here, but I forgot my water, so I'll be right back. Enjoy the lovely break while I find... Wait. La 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 la. Almost there. Okay. Hello. So I am going to start with 3 cups of water. They say, make sure it's filtered and all of that because you don't want to be putting bad water into something that is acting as a medicine because then you're kind of going backwards with that. Great news is we have a great filtration system. We're on a well and we have an awesome guy. So that's 3 cups of water. I am then going to add going to say 1.5 cups of dried elderberries, give or take. This is not the science part of it. Oh yeah, that was a little bit more. And then I'm like, is that enough for a whole? All right. So I did 2 cups of dried elderberries. Whole cloves, I'm just going to do a nice big handful. Again, I'm going to take all of this and it's going to go on the stove and it's going to cook off and reduce, and then I'm going to strain it. So having all these chunks of things in it aren't at all going to affect how it ends up. So, but again, each of these things have a medicinal value. Maybe I'm going to go way overboard and it's going to be too potently strong flavor-wise for anybody but me to want to eat it, but this is kind of how I do things. My body needs things in extreme. So cinnamon sticks, and then I'm going to go with a little bit of the dried cinnamon. And that's what I'm basically doing with this, is each of the things that I'm adding, I'm trying to add both in a dry and a fresh form. So that is cinnamon. It's a kind of cinnamon that's good for you. I forget which one it is, so Google that. But there is a cinnamon that's very, very good. I think it's even good for like blood pressure. Again, things to look up. There's just so many exciting things, and I can't go into the details because I have so much else to say, but just I promise you, cinnamon is something that you definitely want to put in your body. Next thing is ginger. I used to, fun fact, hate the taste of ginger, and now I absolutely love it. So this is 2 big knobs. And if you've never seen what a ginger looks like, that's what it looks like. When I say knob, I mean like breaking a piece off like that. And then I, what do? I use a peeler and I take the outside layer off. Now, if this is ginger that I know the source and it is fresh, I will 100% use these in this as well. But this is an older ginger bought from a grocery store. It is supposedly organic, but I don't have that much trust. So as I said, I peel off the outsides and then I just mince it up into, these little pieces. Primarily, again, we're going to strain it out. And the reason I don't do big knobs is by doing this, I'm exposing more of the surface area of those knobs of ginger to the medicine absorbing water and everything else that's going to go in here. So that being said, that was my fresh ginger. And I'm going to do a tablespoon of the dried ginger. Oh, and I should talk about these elderberries. I bought these on Amazon. We have elderberry trees, bushes here. We missed last year's harvest because our weather was off and they were ripe way before we were expecting them and didn't get to them. So this is, look for organic for sure. Although I'm not sure they're really, how can they say, well, I guess it's where you're growing them. Because elderberries are, fun fact, very persnickety, so they're not allowed to be farmed and stuff. And so I don't know how they're saying it's organic. But anyway, I paid for the organic. The other thing, cinnamon sticks. This company right here, you can screenshot it. We absolutely love their shit. You'll notice I have that. This is their ginger that I just happen to have in another container. And they also have an amazing, amazing black pepper that we use on everything. Again, another fun fact, I used to hate black pepper. Like, it actually made me like itchy and hivey. And now I can't put enough of it on my food and in my food. Okay, next thing is didn't do this, and the other one was reading other things, and I decided lemon juice is another source of vitamin C. That's part of what the elderberry's magic is. They're very high in vitamin C and potassium, and they are high in fiber. So this is just another boost of that vitamin C, and in my mind will blend well with all of these other flavors because it's another medicine. So this is, I don't know the brand. I don't have it anymore to show you. But this is just a pure 100% lemon juice. Really like that brand. It's quite expensive, but worth it. And so I think that's everything. She says with a big question mark. Now what I'm going to do is stir this up and put it on the stove, bring it to just the beginning of a boil, and turn it down and let it simmer for 45 minutes. I mean, the longer the better, because you're soaking up all of this goodness into the liquid that we're then going to, so that will then cool off, and I will do another video, but I still don't have the capability of putting two together without it fucking up. So you are going to bring it to a boil, simmer it for 40 minutes, and then you are going to strain it into your measuring cup. And at that point, you will be pouring in a cup of honey, which is a sweetener for those that don't really love the flavor of all of this. It becomes a yummy, thick syrup. Raw honey coats your throat. There are many, many other benefits to raw honey that one should be consuming it when they are sick or trying to fight off something. So usually, even with honey and maple syrup, I try to limit the amount because it's still sugar, so your body is processing. But since this isn't a food, this is a medicine, and I'm going for the fact that it's not the sugar, it's the honey. And that's why it's not in here. When you heat up raw honey, it loses a lot of its nutritional and medicinal values. And so that's why you strain it and then add it, so that you're keeping all that good shit in there. So that's it. As I said, this is our dementiaberry syrup, and this batch is for Nina to try to get her as sick, or let's see, as not sick as my boys are strong. I think I said that right. Okay, bye guys.